You probably know him best as Snake from Metal Gear, but he's also no strangers to movies, having written Watchmen and X-Men, just to name two. Hello, David Hayter.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Really appreciate you taking some time for a couple of questions for the fans.
It's my pleasure. Happy to be here, at last.
Let's get right to it. First things first, you are Zangetsu, the unwavering demon vanquisher.
That's correct. Also in the game.
But the fan base has assumed incorrectly since day one that you would be the villain Jeeble.
Right.
How do you feel about that? And what would you say to any fans out there still in shock and surprise and potentially dismay?
Well, as you know, we set up the Kickstarter like 3 years ago, and that whole time I've been reading on the internet that I was Jeeble, so I just assumed the same thing. So I would say, don't beat yourselves up about it. It was a pervasive rumor. But when I got the script the night before last and saw I was Zangetsu and saw that I was a pretty badass hero, I was pretty happy.
Fair enough. So, like we said, Zangetsu is an unfaltering warrior, lives by the blade. If you were to face down a horde of demons, what kind of sword or even weapon in general would you have the smiths make for you and why?
Well, I have always felt that the Japanese katana is the most effective two-handed sword in history.
Sure.
So, and I actually have a couple of swords at home,
Wow.
which I'm not bad with. So I think I would go with the samurai sword, particularly if they were Japanese demons, because I think it would, make them uncomfortable seeing my amazing Dotanuki katana.
That's an excellent point. So what were some of the challenges of stepping into the role of Zangetsu?
Well, some of the challenges were, we wanted kind of a gravelly tone to it, but I didn't want it to sound too much like Snake. Obviously, it takes place in kind of a stylized England, but Zangetsu is Japanese, and so part of the challenge was working out what the accent was going to be, and we didn't want to go too Japanese because then people would harass me endlessly, and we didn't want to go too English, and so I think striking the right balance in tone to create him basically today
Right.
was the biggest challenge.
Absolutely. Another actor, another interview. Marina Strauber is here with us, and she plays Bloodless Anne, and a few roles we're not quite ready to reveal yet. Hello, Rena. How are you?
Hi, great. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good. Really appreciate you taking a few minutes to field a few questions for the fans.
Of course.
So
The fans are sending me checks, right?
Absolutely.
For my time.
Absolutely. I'm going to be collecting those and definitely sending you all of them. I won't be.
Just follow me on Twitter. All of them.
Okay, so number one.
Yes.
Bloodless is already a fan favorite boss, as she's been revealed at events and in demos.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like getting into the role of an alluring, immortal vampire who just bathes in blood and uses it as her weapon?
Well, it feels sexy. And I gotta say, I actually love playing the women who are more complicated, and I think
Sure.
she's much more complicated. I think it's more challenging as an actor. When I was talking earlier about, I got to do Esmeralda in Sailor Moon, who's the villain, but when you really dive into her, she's not so bad. And I feel that with this woman too. And it's so gross what she does.
Yeah.
But that's so cool.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if she ever uses Purell or maybe some sanitizer.
I would not want to find out because that would probably mean I died, but
She'd be cool. You know what? If I could have lunch with her, I would choose her.
I would probably wait and hear about it from you just because.
Yeah, I'd tell you, we'd go to a steakhouse.
Yeah. I can imagine so.
That'd be great.
Oh boy. Okay, so in this world of magic, weapons, and mystery, if you could choose one spell power or weapon to be your signature ability, what would it be and why?
Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know if it exists, but I love the idea of going back in time.
Sure, that's always
Is that one of them?
Yeah, of course.
Not to change time, but maybe just to experience things and appreciate them when they happen.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I feel like I don't do that enough in life as it is.
Yeah.
So that would be pretty neat.
Yeah,
and also
no.
to take people's blood out of their body.
Of course.
Why not
'cause,
have
you
that
know,
in my back pocket?
Absolutely. So without saying which character, because, mystery, what's some advice you would give to one of your characters?
Oh, gosh. There's one character that needs so much advice. I would just, you know what? No, I wouldn't change her.
That's okay. It's fine.
Him.
Her, him, it's whatever.
If I had to give advice to one of my characters, but I can't tell you which character I'm giving advice to, I would tell them to take a Xanax. Yeah, have a drink.
That's, I think I know who you mean, and I think I would agree. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And wash your hands. Probably tell her to wash her hands.
Probably, yeah. You may know and love him as Zeratul from StarCraft or Saren from Mass Effect. I want to give a warm welcome to Fred Tatasciore. Hello, Fred.
Hello out there. Hello, Roberto. How are you?
Good, thanks. Hello to you. Fred's been kind enough to answer a few questions for us to give all
Two.
our fans.
The answer's two. I'm jumping on the answer. Sorry, never mind.
That's fine. The answer's always two with Fred. We're going to give all our fans out there a peek into the process. So without further ado, do you ever find yourself taking a role home with you, like thinking or reacting to something as one of your characters would?
Yeah, especially if it's the last voice of the day. Sometimes I'll be thinking, like, whatever character I did, and I'll be thinking in those rhythms sometimes, and in my car I'll be doing the voice or something. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Or I'll think, like, what would Hulk do here, or how would that work? Absolutely, you do. It's always in the back of your head.
Sure. Hopefully you don't actually act that out. 'Cause
No.
That could be dangerous.
No.
So vampires, they're a staple of Igavanias.
Yes.
So if you were a vampire, what arcane power, what would be your signature arcane power?
My signature power? Okay, I'd love to fly, so
Sure.
I would shapeshift into things that could fly, and I'd work really hard at it, but I like shapeshifting.
Sure.
Kind of what I do, it's kind of what you do in voice acting. It's sort
Sure.
I would love that.
Would it be a traditional shapeshift, like into a bat, or would it be like a hummingbird, just so you could troll people?
Oh, hummingbird. Heck yeah.
Sounds good.
Vampire hummingbird, can you imagine how terrifying? It'd be like a syringe,
Absolutely, that does sound terrifying. So what's your favorite kind of character or role to play in general?
I have so many. I like characters that have have some depth to them, like possibly a villain that ends up being a good guy, or a big dumb creature that ends up being pretty smart. I like defying the character types.
Sure, yeah, that's awesome. And do you ever use your voice talents in just everyday life, kind of for fun, or to?
Well, no, when you have a faulty microphone, so sure, and editing or whatever, so sometimes I do, yeah.
I'm going to get so much crap from our creative services team. Okay, so just for fun, what's your favorite video game if you play games, or anime if you watch anime?
Ooh. I'm an old school girl. I just got the old Nintendo Classic.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
And we've been playing Super Mario Brothers.
Sure.
And it's amazing that my hand still remembers where to jump, and everything came back.
Yeah.
And we did Donkey Kong, and I like the old stuff.
Sure.
I love that stuff. And if I'm at an arcade, I'll still play Miss Pac-Man.
Sure.
And air hockey, which is not a video game, but
Hey, that's still a game.
it's my favorite thing.
That's great. Old school is sometimes the best school. So something a bit more lighthearted. What's your favorite color in food?
My favorite color is, I don't know my favorite color. I can't. My daughter is 13, and she's been asking me her whole life. She's like, "Daddy, what's your favorite color?" And I'm like, "I don't have one. I'm a grown man." But let's say blue. And my favorite food is probably ramen.
Sure.
I've been, I grew up in Japan, and I have been a ramen fanatic for my whole life. And now, all of a sudden, America, particularly Los Angeles, has just an explosion of amazing ramen places. So it's been a good time for me as a ramen fan.
And last question, so we don't keep you here all day.
You can keep me here all day.
Oh, my.
I'll be here.
If you could give one piece of advice to all our fans out there who might be aspiring to become a voice actor like you one day, what would it be?
Run away, and never look back. No, I would say do it. And I wish you luck. And also learn acting first. It's all about the acting. Study improv, singing, music, any kind of vocal stuff. But it all starts with the acting, and then your mic technique and all that. But also record yourself a lot. Find some way to just hear how you sound and how your voice prints.
Sure. No, absolutely. I mean, watching you work behind the glass, it's pretty much one-to-one from looking at an actor to hearing an actor. It's really, it makes sense what you're saying.
Oh, thank you very much. Very kind. It's a lot of fun. You guys make it easy.
Absolutely. So last but not least, Bloodless isn't the only evil character you voice in the game. Do you want to give our fans everywhere out there a little hint? And don't worry, I hereby give you temporary teaser authority.
Of another evil character I play? Oh, let's see. This one might have some ears and might love chocolate.
Oh, my.
Once a year. Chocolate orbs.
That's
filled with other sweetness.
Okay. Oh, I hereby rescind your authority before the fans and
I need a chocolate orb right now.
You actually speak Japanese.
はい、そうですね。
Of which I'm more than a little envious, but anyway. Would you like to give a message to all our fans in English and Japanese?
はい、皆さん、どうもありがとうございました。私はとても嬉しいです。That's I don't know if I can do it any better than that.
Well, it was an honor and a pleasure having
Honor's
you here
mine.
and then having you on the game.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking some time to answer a few questions.
Absolutely, anytime.
And hopefully we'll see you again sometime in the future. ...
That'd be great. Take care, guys.
Thanks, Fred.
Bye.
Okay, well, thank you so much for everything.
you.
It's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
I hope you love the game as much as
I can't wait.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks again, and talk to you soon.
Bye.
I'm so honored to be working on a game created by Igarashi-san, and to be a part of this, the history of these amazing games is really a tremendous honor. And I also have to thank the fans for their incredible outpouring of support on Kickstarter, which took everybody by surprise, I think. I mean, I was sitting there watching the Kickstarter. I was just amazed and really touched. And to all of the fans that have reached out to me over the past couple of years wondering where Bloodstained was and when it was coming, it's coming.
Indeed it is. Well, David, you've been absolutely amazing. It's been an honor and a pleasure working with you and having you be a part of Bloodstained. Thank you for everything, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much. The pleasure was entirely mine.